This week we are talking all about your gut. Before we get into some simple things that you can do to help improve your digestion, let's hear some fun facts about digestive systems. Number 1, did you know that 70% of your immune system lives in your gut? 70%. In 1 gram of stool, there is more bacteria than all of the known stars in the universe. 1 gram. That's a little bit gross. The weight of the bacteria in our GI system is about 5 pounds. When I first started the training to become a nutrition coach, I did some surveys of different people, and the number one thing that kept coming up in those surveys was how constipated everybody is. And I'm sorry if that's TMI for you, but it was true. So if you are someone who often has an upset stomach, but you don't know why, you often go more than a day between bowel movements, or you're just sick constantly and you do not know why, you might be having some issues with your gut. And I'm sorry, I know some doctors will tell people that it is normal not to have a bowel movement every day. Just because it's normal, it doesn't mean that it's right. You should be having at least 1 bowel movement a day, ideally within 20 minutes of you rising if you are not waking up and getting right into a stressful situation. So the first thing that you can do to help improve your digestion is breathe. Talked a lot last week about the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems, but guess what? I'm going to keep talking about them. Parasympathetic is your rest and digest. Sympathetic is your fight or flight. If you are going into eating from a stressful situation or eating while you're working or whatever, you are staying in a fight or flight. You're in your sympathetic nervous system and your food will not be digested properly. Remember, parasympathetic, rest and digest. Sympathetic, fight or flight. So if your body's getting ready to battle, it's not getting ready to digest your food. Basically, it's saying, I don't have time for that, but I best get prepared. Just send that food through. I don't have time to deal with this. I don't have time to deal with this. All you need to do is stop and take 2 or 3 deep breaths before you eat, and it will signal parasympathetic, rest and digest. That alone will help you to digest your food better and to synthesize those macros. I understand sometimes you have to shovel food in your face while you're doing other things. I do as well. But you want that to be the exception, not the rule. The second thing you're going to do, or rather not do, is don't drown your food with liquid. I know, I am always going on about drinking more water. However, if you drink a lot of cold liquid, especially while you're eating, that shuts off your hydrochloric acid release so that your food cannot break down properly. If you drink a lot before or immediately after you eat, same thing. You're cutting off that flow of hydrochloric acid that's going to break up your food. So what do? Well, you can still drink, have a glass of water, have a glass of whatever, but just take sips. Not gulps, sips, and if possible drink room temperature liquids instead of freezing cold. Ideally, you're drinking the bulk of your liquid during the non-meal times of your day, but of course, sometimes you need to have a drink. Things are dry, have a drink, but try not to drown your food. Super simple, but if you don't know, you don't know. The third thing you can do to help your digestion is help that bacteria. 5 pounds! And you're hoping that most of it's the healthy bacteria that is supporting your immune system. Depending on what your eating habits are like, it might not be. And you can get those in fermented foods, things like yogurt and kefir and kombucha and sauerkraut and kimchi. And I will post some links below for other articles that I've written about pre and probiotics so that you can learn a little bit more about that. But you can also take just a good quality supplement. There are lots out there. I like the ones from Renew Life. They're not paying me to say this. They have a shelf-stable version. They also have ones that you have to keep refrigerated. But if you're eating enough foods that have them occurring naturally, you don't need to have a supplement. So those are 3 simple things that you can do to help improve your digestion. Take a couple breaths before you start eating. Don't drown your food with liquids. And if you're going to have liquids, just take sips. If you're able to take it at room temperature or drink it at room temperature, that's even better. The third thing is you're going to make sure that you are feeding that healthy bacteria with either a high quality supplement or eating fermented foods or other foods that have probiotics and prebiotics. And again, I will link those down below. That is it for this week. 3 simple steps to improving your digestion without a whole lot of effort. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Like, comment, share, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you guys on Friday.